Forward. I, Arman Atal-Wardak, was born in 1966 in Spinakala, White Castle in the district of Jaghatu, Wardak Province, Afghanistan. My parents belonged to Wardak, one of the Pashtun tribe. My grandfather was an elder of the Wardak tribe, which he had regional socio-political and economic power. At a very young age, I was fascinated by stamps. My father was telling me if I collect stamps, I can develop patience, focus, expertise, and I can discover stunning artwork and intricate graphic design. At the age of 11, 1977, I lived in Kabul, Afghanistan. During this time, many Afghans loved collecting postage stamps, inclusive some of my classmates and my family members. So, I also decided to collect stamps. In 1978, from Tehran, Iran, my father brought me a nice postage stamps album with a lot of beautiful and colorful Iranian stamps. I got stamps from my father, my family members, and my friends. I also exchanged stamps with my classmate and my family members who collected stamps. As a young boy, I enjoyed collecting stamps, and gradually collecting stamps and philately became my favorite hobby. In 1980, I was only a teenager when the Afghan-Soviet War broke out. My family escaped from Kabul, held by Soviet, to Wardak, my birthplace, held by Wardak tribe. They defeated the Soviet in the Wardak region. Later my family had to seek refuge in Peshawar. Then, I started working with humanitarian organization in order to help war victims in Afghanistan. For almost 5 years I was frequently traveled. This was a new opportunity to conduct my research about one of my favorite hobby of postage stamps. From 1981-1984, despite the Soviet army presence in Afghanistan, my uncle Amin Wardak, a leader of Afghan resistances in Wardak province, created postage stamps for the Wardak Free Province of Afghanistan. I, Arman Wardak, designed the first Wardak stamp, and it was issued in limited numbers. An anonymous stamp collector in the USA paid $2.5 million for one of the stamps. The money was used for humanitarian aid in Afghanistan. From 1980 to 1986, my father and I sent hundreds of letters with Wardak stamps to West Europe and North America to politicians and philatelists. In 1986, at the age of 20, I moved to Europe. During this time, I have gathered a massive amount of information about postage stamps. In 2001, Afghan-US war created an international armed conflict. So, once again I joined a humanitarian organization in order to help war victims. I have worked almost 15 years in more than 10 countries. During this time I learned a lot about philately. In 2020, I decided to make research about world's rarest postage stamps. Fortunately, the internet is a hotbed of active information which constantly changes and advances the research of philately. In my favorite hobby of philately, I got the necessary support both from my parents, in my childhood, and my children, in my middle age. So, I want to thank them for the incredible support they gave me. With best regards, Arman Atal-Wardak. Introduction. The Wardak or Wardag is one of the Pashtun Afghan tribe. They speak the Pashto language. Wardaks live mainly in Wardak province, and currently their population is around 100,000 people. The Wardak tribe were notorious for their opposition to the British. In 1880, Muhammad Jan Khan Wardak, my maternal great-grandfather, gathered an army and fought against the British and defeated them. In the 1980s, Wardak tribe fought against the Soviet army and they liberated Wardak region. My uncle Amin Wardak was a major Afghan resistance leader who mostly fought against the Afghan communist regime and the Soviet invaders in his home region of Wardak province during the Soviet-Afghan War in the 1980s. After liberating Wardak region, he established clinics and schools, and even in 1982 he printed postage stamps. From 1981-1982, Wardak Free Province postage stamps were issued in 4 different varieties. Each variety were issued in 3 different colors. These stamps were used by Afghan resistance.
दासमु ज़ेबा वतन दासमु लैला वतन दावतन मुसांदे अफगानिस्तान दावतन मुसांदे अफगानिस्तान दासमु ज़ेबा वतन दासमु लैला वतन दावतन मुसांदे